The Oklahoma City Thunder, one win away from their first NBA championship, and this storyline that we are following could have a huge impact on that game because Tyrese Haliburton, he dealt with a right ankle injury in this series, but he fell late in the first half of this game and eventually checked out of the game. Haliburton, he went on to the locker room and he received treatment shortly afterward. He did return, but he failed to make a field goal here as we welcome back in our senior insider, Shams Charania. Shams, what more can you tell us about what the next 48 hours look like for Tyrese Haliburton?
Malika, I'm told Tyrese Haliburton has been diagnosed with a calf strain, and he will need an MRI to determine the exact severity of that strain. And this is the same leg, like you just said. He had ankle soreness in last week. Now he's got the calf issue, and he was adamant that he was going to play in Game 6 on Thursday, but it was described to me as if this was a regular season game or even the first round of the playoffs, he probably would not be playing. But it is the NBA Finals, and after the Pacers and Haliburton get the exact severity of his calf strain, they will then huddle and map out exactly what his plan will be going into Game 6.
Shams, thank you so much. We're going to check in with you tomorrow to find out a little bit more about the severity once they get that imaging done of this calf strain. Thank you for that insight here, Perk. If you are one of Tyrese Haliburton's teammates, right, and you're hearing this is a calf injury. We don't know how severe yet. What are you saying to each other heading into this Game 6, knowing this is your season?
Well, I'm preparing to play without him. And even if he does play, he's not going to be the best version of himself. So guys like T.J. McConnell, you need those guys to step up. Ben Mathurin, you need him to step up. So I'm preparing. Hell, if I'm Rick Carlisle, I'm telling the squad, like, we're going out there, and this is what it's going to be. I'm personally calling T.J. McConnell and say, you're going to play 35 to 40 minutes in Game 6. Yeah. Be ready.
The Pacers got a poor game from a bunch of their guards last night. Mathurin was 2 of 11. Nembhard, worked hard on defense but didn't make an impact on offense, had a number of turnovers. Regardless of whether Haliburton can actually play or not, they need better play from their collective guards. Obviously, McConnell kept his end of the bargain up, but they're going to need everybody else across the board to play better.
But they did get good play from Pascal Siakam, so at least you can feel confident that you do have a star player, because what we love about J-Dub is his size, his ability to get downhill, to attack, to score in the paint. Pascal is absolutely capable of doing the same thing, and he has been a problem so far in this NBA Finals and the overall postseason. So maybe you lean on him.
Yeah, but you need another hitter when you're going against that dangerous duo of OKC. You need another hitter.
You just need people to play like stars in their roles, and they've had those types of production.
Benedict Mathurin, the last 2 games, the end of Game 4 into Game 5, he's really struggled a little bit here. He's
ever since the 27 points in Game 3, we haven't seen that type of production. They could use that again in Game 6.
Let's go coast to coast. Some news around the association. Let's start in Orlando. They made a big trade for Desmond Bane Sunday. Here he was getting his new threads.
Yeah, this a little different than Memphis right here. Hey, that's on the sideline, man. How you doing? Good. You good, coach? There she is. Good pass, good shot. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So Katie reacted on social media saying they heard that dap in Memphis. How did they get? What is he? Oh, no, I got to do that again. There we go. All right, that was pretty good. Here's what President of the Magic, Jeff Weltman, said about his new star guard.
I can tell you that we'd have made this trade at any point. Our goal isn't to win the East, it's to win the championship.
Win a championship. Hall of Famer Mark Spears with us here. Mark, do you agree with Weltman that the Magic have entered that conversation?
They're going to be a power in the East. I talked to Jamal Mosley today. I'm like, why you dap that man up so hard? And he said, you know what? Everything he's done to us the last couple years, and he doesn't say boo, he's just about business, and now he's on our side. He said he's super excited about that.
Well, my hand hurts from that dap from Perk. We're trying to recreate it.
You induced that. That was
all right.
fault.
Speaking of walking from Memphis, from Orlando to New York, that's where former Grizzly head coach Taylor Jenkins will be the first head coaching candidate to interview with the Knicks. This is according to SNY's Ian Begley. Perk, how important is this coaching change for your New York Knicks here?
It's very important, but I'm not high on Taylor Jenkins. You fired Tom Thibodeau, you got to Beyonce yourself and upgrade to a championship level coach. I don't know what's going on, what's the status of Michael Malone or the relationship, or if it is a relationship there, it needs to be a relationship. He's the only coach that I would wish that the Knicks go out and get right now that's available.
Interesting. All right. Well, LeBron, he talked about his future on the Mind the Game podcast. Listen to what he had to say here.
What team would you coach if you become a coach? Let me just stop that one right now and say,
Yes.
please don't coach. Please
There's
don't
no
coach.
way. There's no way, guys.
Please don't coach. Alfonso Taylor, thanks for the question, bud.
Alfonso Taylor, appreciate you for a kind question, but it ain't happening.
Yeah.
No team.
That's a zero chance.
Zero chance.
Zero chance, Brian. Do you see him sticking around, though? I do in the game when it's all said and done.
Well, I think he definitely wants to be involved, but he's never wanted to coach. He's been saying that for 15 years. What he has said is he wants to be an owner, and that's something he's been working towards for about 15 years. He's got a great shot at making it happen, I think.
All right. Well, that's something certainly we will keep an eye on. He's still playing, though, guys. Let's not usher him out quite just yet. Lastly, according to our Shams Charania, let's get to Kevin Durant here. He's narrowed down his preferred list of trade destinations: Spurs, Rockets, Heat. So KD, his business partner and agent Rich Kleiman, and the Suns, they will all work together, Shams is reporting, to find Kevin Durant's next landing spot here. So we know the three teams, but Shams has said that there could also be maybe like a wild card coming into the mix here. Brian, how do you see this playing
Well, I don't
out?
know if I would call the Timberwolves a wild card. They tried to trade for him back in February, and I think they've been the most aggressive team. But you ask yourself the question, you have a legend like Kevin Durant, first ballot Hall of Famer, who was on the record who says he wants to end his career under his terms. Do you trade for him if he doesn't want to be there? That is a difficult conundrum, and it is something that the Timberwolves have been thinking about and debating internally for the last couple of days. There may be a trade construct that they could get Kevin Durant to Minnesota, but if he doesn't want to be there, I don't know. I don't know if that's a situation you want to put yourself in.
You know, Ant-Man, and you were in the Olympics, we were there. Katie and Ant-Man were joined at the hip the whole time. So I think a lot of people are wondering, is Ant-Man trying to recruit him? What is he doing? I heard Ant-Man's in Atlanta working on his game, eating lemon pepper wings. He's not involved. He's not trying to change his mind. He's been to Western Conference 2 times in a row. The team's really good. So if Katie doesn't want to come, I think he's respecting that and don't expect him to fly to L.A. to try to change his mind.
KD got a no-trade clause?
He does not.
Why the hell do the Phoenix Suns feel like they have to work with him?
They
don't have to.
Maybe a mark of respect for the body of work he's put together.
What body of work? With the Suns?
The body of work over the course of his
career.
career.
It's nothing. He hasn't done nothing for the Phoenix Suns. And at this point, if I'm the Phoenix Suns, I'm not giving this long time for KD to figure out where he want to go. Sooner or later, they're going to have to do or need to do what's best for the Phoenix Suns.
With the draft a week away.
But, yeah, exactly. KD,
here's the thing, though, Perk. If the Suns can't get a better package from Minnesota or anywhere because they know that Durant maybe doesn't want to be there and he may only play 1 year and leave, it might affect what they can get back for him. Because maybe you're not, famously Kawhi Leonard, he went without a promise to the Raptors. The trade package that the Spurs got was not great. It was just okay. So ideally, you want to have Durant on board. They're not doing this just because they want to be nice to Kevin Durant. They want Durant on board so that they can get a better return. That's also part of this.
Is the timeline still that the Phoenix Suns are looking to get this done between now and when's the draft in 10 days?
I think that is a mark, but I don't think that has to get done by then. And if the Suns can't get a deal that they like, I don't think that they will make the draft a deadline.
Interesting. All right.
Cooper Flagg is on another level. He's that dude.
VJ Edgecombe, my goodness. Dylan Harper. Ray Johnson and a little more woo-woo.
Perk, I'm starting to get excited. The 79th annual NBA Draft happening in less than a week and a half at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. The Dallas Mavericks on the clock, targeting Cooper Flagg with the first pick. That's Wednesday, June 25th on ABC, ESPN, and Deportes. And speaking of Mr. Flagg, he has his one and only pre-draft workout today with the Dallas Mavericks in Dallas. Several players, GM Nico Harrison, they were all in attendance for this workout that was a light workout, right? And who better to report on the future #1 pick than our Tim MacMahon. Howdy, Tim. What are you hearing about how this workout went?
Howdy, Malika. Look, like you said, this is not a workout in the sense of an evaluation or a tryout.
Sure.
This is a get to know you. Hey, check out our facilities.
A practice.
This is going to be your locker.
First date when you know you're getting married type deal.
Yes, exactly. That sort of thing. And obviously, they're excited about Cooper Flagg, the buzz about Cooper Flagg. I'm told Jason Kidd sees shades of another Duke guy in Cooper Flagg, a guy who Jay Kidd shared the Rookie of the Year award with, Grant Hill. Cooper Flagg's really going to have a chance, especially early in the season when Kyrie Irving's out, to play a point forward type of game. He's going to have the ball in his hands a lot, and you know, Jay Kidd thinks that he can facilitate, he can be a ball in the hand kind of primary guy offensively as a teenage rookie.
He has impressed sort of every step along the way here, but I think back to last summer, right? Team USA camp, and hearing from Anthony Davis and LeBron James how impressed they were with this young man, that stands out to me. But Mark, you were actually there.
Yeah, no, the coaching staff loved him. They thought he was coachable. He asked a lot of questions. He peppered the vets with questions. He was not intimidated. They just thought that he was the best player there, which is saying a lot. Not in terms of USA team, but the JV team, you're the better player there and you're 17 years old. That's not supposed to be possible.
He's the youngest player in the draft and has that type of maturity. I'm really excited.
Well, I saw it last year when they was in the McDonald's All-American game. I was there, and remember, he reclassed up. Right, you got most guys reclassing the other way, right? Yeah. He reclassed up, and I just saw like how he was carrying himself. It was like, nah, I know I'm the youngster in here, but I still feel like I'm him. And that was in the McDonald's game with Harper and Trey Johnson and those guys, and you know, so again, he always had that old soul. Looking forward to it.
NBA